Hello and welcome to the Alexandra Wenman show. I'm very delighted to introduce you to my guest today, Beverley Densham, who is an angel author, an angel and Pilates expert, and many, many other things. Bev, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this.
You're so welcome. I loved it. I had to tell our viewers sort of what kind of led me to you, and it was that we both have been doing the Spirit and Destiny Facebook lives, and I just thought, oh, here's a woman up my street in the angel bag. So I just thought, can we talk a little bit about your gorgeous book, I Talk to Angels? I'd love to delve into this a bit because it's such a lovely book. How did you decide to write this?
That's that's interesting. It's an interesting question. I love it so much.
So nice.
Thank you for telling the world about it as well. Well, what happened was this is my second angel book, and the first one I self-published. And this time, I wasn't planning on writing this book at all. Like as a human, I wasn't particularly I just wasn't ready. I wasn't planning on writing my next book, but I was approached. I was recommended to my publisher. They approached me. It's quite a funny story, really. They approached me and said, would you write this book about the angels? And I was like obviously jumping up and down with excitement, like, of course I will write this book. I'm very excited. And then they wanted me to send in some writing. And the interesting thing is the first writing I sent into them, they turned it down then. So they've approached me saying, I want to read write this book. And then they set me a challenge to write differently. And hooray, I met the challenge. And then we were off. Then I was on a roll. And then I wrote the book actually. I wrote it at the beach. A lot of my angelic work, and it was just a beautiful journey. And it was actually autumn, winter when I wrote it. And it was a bit chilly, but it was lovely because it was quiet. So I'd walk, and then I'd write standing up with pen and paper, and then with a big pad, and I'd try it out, the exercises or the meditations or whatever it was, and then I'd write again. And eventually I got to the laptop.
You literally were walking your talk, weren't you? I love it.
Yeah, I think it's because it's it's very high vibration place for me, the sea, and I think there's no distractions of what other work and life and phone, and I think for me it's very easy to be in the zone there.
I love it. When I was reading this, it is like we're with you. It's like we're doing the exercises with you. I love it. It's very much in real time. And I just love this. There's a beautiful simplicity to it, but it's very high vibration. I have to say, it's so gorgeous. One of the things I loved too is the coloring in at every step and how interactive it is. It's just so lovely. And I think one of the things I love so much about doing this work as well is making it interactive for people so that people can awaken to their own gifts. It's not all us sort of telling them. It's allowing them to embody it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the strong message I'm getting to say is it's a journey, and it's about each person going on their journey with the angels. And I think the thing I love about my book, like you mentioning about the colouring, so like here's one I have. This is part of my colouring. This is my copy, which is very battered because I use it every single day. And it's just beautiful to colour as you go along. This has got pale pink colouring of the angel wings in it with the beautiful I Talk to Angels prayer, which is a lovely way to connect in with the angels and start the day. But it's a journey for each person. I think the thing I love is it can be for a beginner, but it can equally be for someone like us who work, very deeply with the angels, because we also need the help in our lives too, whether it's a bit of guidance for the day, or we need to a bit of stress might have popped in, and we do lots of things that are good for us, but some stress might have popped in from an external family or friend or whatever it might be, and you might need to go on a de-stress angel healing walk and take your pen and paper and journal. And I think it's one of those, I suppose I wanted it to be something that's going to help people every day of their lives, not just something that's they're going to read like once and then on the shelf it goes and to gather stuff. I wanted it to be like an oracle, really, like a deck of oracle cards, or that you want to be using every day or often.
It really
to help people in their life.
You can flick it open to any page, to any section, can't you? And that guardian angel prayer, that is just gorgeous. I keep meaning I want to print that off and just have it up somewhere because it's just so lovely. It's just a beautiful thing to have. I remember when I was growing up that I used to say, it was actually a Catholic guardian angel prayer. Probably a lot of people are aware of it, but it used to be my little go-to prayer when I was little to kind of keep the bad dreams and things away. But this is so lovely. It feels like you've kind of brought that prayer up to date, but made it even more personal. It's really nice. I love that.
Yeah, it varies a bit as it goes through it's something lovely to repeat, but it varies a bit as it goes through the book, depending what it is. So whether it's a guardian angel candle exercise of a eyes open meditation with, I had to light a candle. I was told I've got to light a candle before the chat with you today. Got a little heart-shaped candle holder here with the candle in. But yeah, there's different prayers for different bits, but that's the main one in the book.
It's so lovely. I really like it. So tell us how you got started with the angels. Have you always connected with angels?
Yeah, well, actually, no. For me, they came to me later in life after major stress, after at the end of a very nasty marriage, and after rock bottom, really, like over 12 years ago. And at the time, I'd never been into angel cards, oracle cards. I'd never even heard of angel card readings, actually. And the stress was so extreme at the time because of sort of psychological domestic abuse, and calling police and social services taking my then 3-year-old son and myself away from the family home. So I want to be honest about that in the interview. Some people who interview me are a bit shocked about that, like, oh my God, that's coming. But at the end of the day, that's how I got into the angels. And then I had an angel card reading, which was incredible.
I love that you said this. This was going to be one of my questions, is that angels, it's not always light and fluffy. It's not all just like rainbows and unicorns, is it? Sometimes you're really kicked onto your path, or you go through a traumatic time or a shocking time, or you're going through a challenge, and that's when you need them more than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not honest about how I got into it, which I always have been, it's also many people have been through abuse or bullying, children, adults. In fact, there's an author. I write for Spirit and Destiny magazine, and there's an incredible author alongside me in an article this month called Barty, who writes a book called Worth. And some light workers are perhaps more lucky and had a smoother path before they, found this incredible thing which they've developed to whatever level you're meant to, and have a sole purpose with it. And many have. I think it is changing and shifting at the minute with light workers, that I think this time we're helping others heal it. So I think future generations is going to be less and less. But at the moment, there's a lot of light workers that need to find their voice again, or were very sensitive and shy children like myself, who then also might have had a great childhood, but then still didn't have their voice. So I think the angels are amazing at helping people find their voice and their path and their soul purpose. And sometimes it's better late than never after something horrendous, better late than never. So I went on a pamper day, had an incredible angel card reading, never heard of it. And it just went away with my box of cards. It was so loving. It was so inspirational. And it was the beginning of a huge angel and personal and work transformation, really. Very grateful.
Goodness me, I love it. I feel a bit lost for words after all of that, to be honest. It's one of those things, isn't it? They can crack you open or crack you back to who you really are, I think. And I kind of feel like, what's your take on what's happening with the collective at the moment? Because a lot of people are going through this now on a bigger scale, aren't they? All in their own personal way, going through these challenges.
I think, there is just a lot going on. And I think the more, I just get very strongly at the moment that I say to a lot of my clients, and some of my students are like, oh, please come and train with me as a practitioner. I've actually only said it's one, but recently this year. But the point is, we're out there doing a good job helping. There is a lot going on, but the world needs more light workers, like to expand out and to help and make a difference, and for us to be, why do I work with the angels? Obviously, it's to help during the good, the challenging and sad times of life, but we need more of us as well. It's like to expand outwards to help people with the tools as well, you know, to help during all these things that are going on, sadness, and that isn't necessarily due to the pandemic. It can, you know, it can be a general, you know, horrendous family loss. Like my brother died last year, you know, there could be not for that reason though, but the point is there can be so many different things going on for people, and I think the bigger the toolbox you can get, whether it's a book, you know, books, your amazing deck of oracle cards, buy them everyone, by the way, you know, Archangel, you know, Fire Oracle, I mean, that in itself is a whole education with the angels for people, you know, your deck. And the more tools that we can teach and everyone can grab hold of, even at the, you know, the tiny little investment that it is for these things, it's just, it helps so much, and it means so much to the angels, and they're just applauding all these beautiful things we're creating to help at this time.
They are, aren't they? They really are. Yeah, so we've just discovered that some drilling noises have happened, and so hopefully you guys can't hear it as loudly as me and Bev can, because Bev's had drilling as well. What is the meaning of this, Bev? We're drilling into something here. I think we're digging into the truth about angels or something.
Yeah, because we both had it today, because it's never happened. It's never happened in any of my interviews before. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is really noisy. What does it mean? I think it's, to me, it just, you know, it feels like it's a wake-up call. It feels like a bit of a wake-up call, really. And, you know, and if you're in the spiritual closet, get out of it.
Yes, I think that's
it.
I kind of get, don't be afraid to speak your truth. I just love that you know, you came out and spoke about the trauma that you've been through and everything straight away, straight off the cuff. And so, because it's about your courage, really, isn't it? I find that the angels will really quick smart get you into your courage. And I mean, it doesn't matter how courageous we look on the outside, going through things like that, it's difficult, isn't it? It's very hard. And to come through it, it's, you know, well done for coming through it and then choosing to help others, I think is hugely courageous.
Yeah, thank you. I'm getting a few angel wishes down me. The thing is, yeah, part of my soul purpose is helping with that, because, you know, you have to heal from it. I mean, yeah, fair enough. People can look at you and me now and think, oh, you know, they've got it all sus. Yeah, we have actually. Oh, you know, we have got it pretty sus. And life is, well, anyway, life is happily ever after and pretty good now. I'm not saying that my brother didn't die last year and that was pretty horrendous at the time and stuff, but because life is like the waves of the sea, and that's the way it is. But also, you know, sometimes we have to experience things to understand it, so we have the strong empathy and understanding for other people who are going through it. And I believe that's why I was next to Barty in that article with her book Worth, you know, with the angels, because, you know, she's a social worker now. She's helping, you know, children in need, and also I understand all that. So like when I created my Happy Kids cards for children, why did I create them? Well, I wasn't planning again on doing it, but I did it because half of my vocal cords are paralyzed because of a growth on my thyroid. And I realized that the voice had gone, the voice had nearly gone. I had to stop working. And then I wrote these. And then it's like, well, this is interesting. This is interesting. And then I healed. I've never seen anyone heal from half the vocal cords paralyzing before. And I was working on myself and healing away. Wrote these, but what are these about? These are about, you know, giving children a voice, giving adults a voice, expressing how we feel. And unless we can do that, I don't swear, I'm not a swearing person, but we're screwed if we can't express how we feel and voice our truth and voice what's going on in a small and medium and big ways in life. Then so I created these and I healed. And then it's like, well, actually, this is part of this has helped to prevent bullying. This is to empower people from teeny tot age, you know, from the little ones, you know, so I am
happy. Give children a voice.
Yeah, children a voice, adults a voice together, expression. I feel happy inside of
that's the one we need today, isn't it? I love it. I love it. So what advice would you, well, not necessarily advice, but what would you say to people at the moment who are really struggling?
get a morning routine. Get a morning routine because it's a savior. It will help you, you know, during good, challenging, sad times of life, whether I'm working with an angel client, whether I'm working, you know, on a, you know, Spirit and Destiny magazine live like we do, or, you know, whether I'm, you know, whether it's my book, it's got ideas of morning, evening routine, but have a morning routine. What I mean by that is you have dedicated time for you every morning. You know, it can be, it can be, you know, I make it very realistic for my mindfulness Pilates clients. I give them a 6-minute video to do every morning. It's a 1-minute meditation, 5 minutes Pilates. Do that first thing or before breakfast. Non-negotiable. Don't take weekends that off. That is not a treat. You need double if you want to do things you want to do, whether that's garden. You need to do even more if you want to do things you love doing, like gardening or golf or whatever, stand-up paddleboarding, like whatever it might be.
Angel Pilates boot camp.
Yeah. So having a morning routine and decide what you want in it, and treat yourself every morning to it, and make sure you do that. You don't switch your phone on. You don't have your phone in your bedroom. And do some lovely things for you. So like things I do, which you can do, you know, too. Shall I share some of them?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So my typical morning, I do the lemon water, I do the hot and cold shower, which is a bit of a shock to the system. Only for 30 seconds though. And then I move on to I do meditation, of course, mindfulness, Pilates, always go for a walk, not necessarily very far, sometimes just around the block. And then always pick oracle cards. So I might be picking, you know, often picking one of yours now, you know, your lovely Archangel Fire Oracle. I always pick my cards. I journal every day. I write these aim for 3 pages a day, of A5, not A4, so A5.
Where on earth do you find the time to do all
I make the time.
You're amazing. You're a time bender.
Yeah, I make the time because I have, otherwise I just what's the point of life if you don't have some nice time for yourself? So you can do it really, you know, really many. I read every day, so I've always got a book on the go. I always read a page of my book, and then I always have somebody else's book on the go. So I'm reading Barty's worst book at the moment. So I think I'm about on book number 6 or 7 this year now.
Bev, you're like a conscientious polymath. You've got like
I am actually, yeah.
Going.
I have, and then I do visualization. I do goal setting. I have my vision board. I just do a bit of. I just enjoy looking at all, you know, quick little daydream, and then I get on with my day. So I set the alarm between 6 and 6:30, and then I start work between 8:45 and 9:15 every day. So, but you know, for most people, they can do, you know, you can do 6 minutes. Like my clients always do 6 minutes, but you can do 6 minutes, you can do 15, half an hour, whatever.
You can, and you can do it from your bed if you want to. You know, I've got my morning meditation is from my bed. Before I even get out of bed, I do my little protection thing. I do my little balancing, prepare myself for the day, and then whatever else I do. But I have a strong evening routine. Mostly I'm a salt bath baby because I have a Pisces moon, so I'm always meditating and channeling in the bathtub. That's my sanctuary. That's where I switch off. That's where electronics, everything stays out. I can be in there for like 2.5 hours sometimes. It's like the water starts going cold.
No! I'm
like a fish.
Oh my goodness!
Literally mermaid.
Wow. Yeah, I do the candlelit bath every night with the Epsom lavender, Epsom salts and stuff, but it's not as long as that. It's a lot shorter.
I never know. Like Tony's like, my husband is like, when are you coming out? I'm like, I don't know. It's like it just go off around the universe. I love that. But I love the way you describe you're very multidimensional, and I love how I think that's the thing, isn't it? Once we get into that zone with whatever it is, especially when you're in a creative energy, time just goes, doesn't it? And you can make use of your time. You can actually choose it, can't you? Choose to make the next hour feel like 3 so I can get things done. The angels are great for stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's just have a morning routine, and like or like, you know, and definitely an evening one as well. Yeah, I think it makes all the difference because you can cope better whether it's a challenging or sad time of life. You know you've got something. Drop my headphones. You know you've got something to look forward to, and you know it's going to help you cope and feel better. And you know, and doing an angel prayer every morning and connecting in with the angels. And also, if you want to go deeper, you could, journal with your angel. That's really, really useful. Or journal with what that oracle card means to you, on the day is so helpful, because you might feel opposite to what it's saying, and then it's like, how can you feel more like that and stuff like that. So you can use it really practically. Or like, do you need to take things out of your schedule? Ask your angel. They'll be like, yeah, ditch half of it, postpone it, this, that, and the more you get to know them, the more you can get the answers.
One of the things I love about this is the variety in here. Like I've often given my clients writing exercises, but it tends to be like simple kind of wild writing, like ask yourself a question and see what your subconscious sort of divulges. But I love that you've given so many different ways of looking at it, little different angles, ways of coming in, like creating little altar jars and things like that, affirmations, how to work with cards. There's so much in it. It's just like, I need to go back, actually, because when I read it, I want to go back through with my pen and actually go in and do the exercises. It's just wonderful, really wonderful, the healing walk and everything. So also you have a podcast called I Talk to Angels. Can we talk about your lovely podcast? So how long have you been doing that for?
I'm not sure, about a year or something, I think. And I just felt inspired to create it, really. I think my book came out just over a year ago, and that's around the time that I felt inspired to create a podcast too. Most of the time I've been coming along just with the angels. I don't say just with the angels, but not with human beings. And then suddenly the angels wanted me to invite guests some of the time as well. But it's about helping people communicate with the angels and meditate with the angels and see, hear, feel, or know the messages of the angels, how to use the cards, constantly bringing the cards into daily life, whether it's, positive affirmations or, angel cards, and just different topics and things to help people with whatever I'm guided to help with it on that day, and obviously to help with other authors and fellow experts as well, with their stories and journeys and beautiful creations as well.
It's so generous. It's so gorgeous that you're doing it. Because it takes up time and energy, but it's such a lovely way to share.
It does. It's like you're doing. I do 2 podcasts a week as well, so it's quite a lot.
Gosh, that's a lot.
I do 2 a week. Oh my goodness! I talk to
and you do the lives,
and the magazine every week. And the angels at the moment have told me to do 5 2-minute lives a week as well on my social media.
Bev, I love you. There's no stopping you. It's wonderful. Can you tell us, so obviously you work with all angels, but do you have sort of specific ones that you mostly connect with?
Well, my guardian angel's like a spiritual best friend, and quite interestingly, I won't say her name, but I discovered just before my book came out, my mum bought me this most beautiful angel feather necklace, and it had the most divine message with it, and it was so poignant, the message that came with it, with the feather. And I just was so emotional. Just welled up so much. Love you, Mum. She'll be listening. And I was just so touched that she believed in my book so much, and me and the angels. And for some reason in the conversation, I've only told my mum and my son what my angel, who I talk to and helps me all the time and help me write the book and everything I do, is my main angel I work with. And she's like, I told her name, and she's like, I nearly called you that.
This is how isn't it? The signs are incredible.
I was like, oh my goodness, I was nearly called my angel's name. So it was quite amazing.
Do you know my guardian angel's name? As a child, I refused to use my own name, and I used to tell everyone, so I'm happy to say it, her name is Rose, but I used to run around the house telling everyone, my name is Rose, you will call me Rose, I am not. But I remembered having this imaginary friend called Rose, but I knew somehow that she was part of me. It was the weirdest thing, that there was this connection. And so my mom for a little while had to call me Rose because I wouldn't accept my own name. And then years later, doing guardian angel meditations and things, it was there she was again. I was like, oh, it's you.
Crazy. Very much. I suppose so And the other angel I work with the most is Archangel Michael. I work a lot with Archangel Michael. I teach a lot with Archangel Michael with angel healing and helping other people, become practitioners with me for, in angel healing and angel card readings. Is my angelic lifestyle practitioner course. But yeah, Archangel Michael I work a lot with.
I can feel that warrior energy coming through you, actually. You've got that real power, that fun lightness, but you've got that real no nonsense as well, haven't you?
And I find it so powerful, healing both, for people, healing both. I seem to work with some people who had some really nasty either parent, mum, mother, father, or ex relationship and things, but also those who are in heaven as well. So I don't need to be a medium, although I did do mediumship training. The angels just pass all the messages on, which sometimes can be just one word is like all they need to know to whoosh out the healing. And then Archangel Michael works with me to heal, whether it's that person in heavens or have not seen for 7 years, they don't want to ever see again, they don't have to ever see again, but unless they're just going to they just carry on all that nightmareness, even when they're not around. So the angels like Archangel Michael are incredible healers with me to help them come to a place of peace and find forgiveness again, but of course not condoning the behavior or necessarily hanging out with them again, usually not. But it's just it's just beautiful work. And sometimes it's going from 6 painkillers a day with back pain to none. And the angels are very, very powerful healers, and I love seeing that people also sometimes can either just have a good life again, or A, have a good life again, or A, have a good life again, and B, fulfill their soul purpose like we're doing.
I love that you help people be really in the body as well with the Pilates as well. That's really vital, isn't it?
Yeah, also it's kind of as well, the angels are saying, it's interesting, I'm getting more and more of my angel clients are working with me in that way, because you say about the body, because either A, somebody's very this is not my main thing is back pain, but some people are very entrepreneurial and big thinkers and very claircognizant and know and get the messages like from the angels, for example, in a very thinking way. But you've got to be in the body. And a lot of people who've been through trauma, stress, abuse, tons of negative thinking coming out their absolute ears, need to be concentrating on their body. And mindfulness Pilates, I do it all on Zoom. It's amazing now, the last year and forever now, actually. That you can be concentrating on your body with the breathing, what you're doing for your meditation, in your stretching, in your core stability, in your strengthening, and they're so focused on what they're doing with their body that it helps people heal. When you add in positive affirmations and angel cards, which I do, it really, and then extra meditation at the end, it really helps people. I'm just tapping my feet on the floor. It just really helps people, as you say, come into their body, and it helps them heal their thought patterns and their negativity patterns of however long that's been going on. I mean, that is an ongoing work with everyone, including myself. We're always working on our minds and thoughts and stuff, but it's a retraining of the body, the mind, and of course, because I'm spiritual, I can't get rid of my angel wings, of course.
I love them. I find huge ones everywhere I go, even when I'm not looking for it. It's crazy, but those angel signs are always there, aren't they? Even when you're at your lowest and you need a bit of support, I think they show up in the best, most strange ways. Even those little touches, those little niggles.
It's nice getting a sign, a feather, or as you say, a little angel tickle on your cheek or face, or you just know which cards are picking. You're like, oh my goodness, that's the same one as yesterday.
You can't ignore it.
Like, hello.
You can't ignore it. So Bev, can you tell us how people can work with you? Because you've got quite a number of offerings. I know we talked about your angel healing courses and things. So are they like year-long classes? I thought you've got a long one.
So for practitioners, for people who have a soul purpose with the angels and also want to heal at a deep level, then I have a year-long, it's all online, but properly taught with me, Angelic Lifestyle Practitioner course for angel healing and angel card readings. And that's a certified course with holistic insurance services. So it's really, you know, where people want to go deep and they want to do what I do, but then I help them with their soul purpose as well, which is really lovely. Latest client helping with one of the latest ones is Jacqueline Dixon, and she's a children's author and Reiki practitioner and soon to be practitioner with me as well. Helping children and families and, you know, people with anxiety and stress and not knowing how to be calm, happy parents. And so, you know, it's lovely that I actually help with their soul purpose as well, which is really lovely.
That's so nice. It's really good, actually, isn't it, when you see your processes and things going out into the world and really helping people. It's really incredible, quite humbling to be that channel, I think, to bring through information and wisdom and healing techniques like that is really quite humbling.
Exactly, it really is. Obviously, you know, some basic level I have obviously my beautiful book, I Talk to Angels, and then I have little online courses of how to read the angel cards and stuff. And one of my latest things, which is really important, is going deeper with the journaling, the healing with the angels journaling. So obviously you can dip your toes in with my book and then go a little bit further with a little online course. And some people who've got massive stuff going on that they want and need to heal and just recurring and regurgitating and causing so much tension and stress, you know, ongoing, then some people work with me, you know, with 6-week one-to-one transformational programs and things like that as well.
I love it. And are you planning to write more? I think, is there more?
I think once you're an author, once you're a light worker, there's just constantly more in store. I think it'll be a next deck of cards next, but who knows? I love being just asked by people. So I was asked for my book, so I don't know exactly what's coming. I have been guided with one particular thing, but I'll wait for it to happen to help people, because I want that to help, you know, a much bigger number of people in a profound way one day. But we'll see what's meant to be. And you know, on the mindfulness Pilates side, I have a beautiful membership and help people, you know, teach them properly on Zoom, wherever they are in the world as well, which is quite amazing as well.
Do you teach people to teach as well?
To teach Pilates? No, I don't. I used to be part of where I trained with in London all those years ago. I used to be part of the helping teachers with their so, you know, qualification, you know, their teacher training and stuff, but I don't do that now. I do have this thing where I'd love people to teach my style, but I don't think that's what I'm meant to be doing. I'm just meant to be helping my clients and helping bigger on an angel scale, really.
Yeah, I think that the wings are so big now, you can't go backwards, can you?
The thing is, you can only hope to help so many people in mindfulness Pilates, teaching them properly, and it's just not the sort of thing where you want to be people doing copy me stuff. It's, you know, you've got to be doing it right and right for each person. So yeah.
And so how can people find you, Bev? Do you want to just know your...
So it's Beverley Densham, my name.com, and Beverley Densham on social media. Yeah.
I love it. And I'll pop all the links below so people can find you. And just to remind people when they can watch you on your Facebook Lives and things like that.
Yeah, so Facebook Lives with the beautiful Spirit and Destiny magazine that you do too.
I'm glad you held it up, because mine's over in the corner.
So Spirit and Destiny magazine, that's every Wednesday, 1 o'clock London time. I'm there for you for an angel event every week, and that's really beautiful. We have a different theme every week, always a meditation, always a reading, but it's a beautiful space where everyone's coming along to share their angel journeys. It's about you sharing your angel journey and developing your, you know, your beautifulness with the angels. And then my I Talk to Angels podcast out every Wednesday as well. Yeah,
I love it. And obviously I'll pop all the links to that below. And just before we go, have you got any just final parting words for everybody?
My parting word is pick an angel card or oracle card every single day. Should we pick one of yours or mine to finish?
Okay, yeah, whichever one you want, Bev. I'll let you do the honors.
Well, we're going to go for one of yours, Archangel. Yeah, so Fire Oracle. You, yeah, let's go for, well, the angels told me they like ditch mine. Let's go for one of yours.
Stop it.
Aren't they beautiful? Oh, they're so beautiful. They're so soft.
Oh,
So
thank
soft.
you, honey. It's so, isn't it? It's so bizarre actually to hold them in my hands finally. Like it's been a 10-year journey, 10-year project of walking every single one of those damn lessons. They really put you through your paces. They really do. And I'm still going through them. It's very interesting.
Yes, they
the
are,
minute
aren't
you
they?
think
Very much the
got it.
angels say.
Yeah, I kind of think, in my experience, you can't really have an ego in this work. I mean, if I ever find myself going too far one way or too far the other, the rug comes out from under me and I get a massive whack. And it is just the angels kicking me onto my path every step of the way. And it hasn't been an easy 10 years walking through this journey, but it's also been the most magical, delightful, synchronistic, I think self-awakening, enlightening, I would use as the word, just phenomenal journey. And so I feel like to have packaged all of that up in a deck, for me, I'm like, I look at every one of those cards and go, yep, I remember that one. That was really interesting.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I think using them every day is the key, but not just on your own. My biggest tip is to use the cards with a friend and family regularly as well, over a cup of tea, and that can be on the telephone, like I do with my mum every week. She'll be trying these out this month, and we'll start using them regularly together as well. Use them with a friend or family, so on the telephone, on FaceTime, if you're lucky enough to see a fellow human in physical form, then you do it like that if you're lucky enough. But yeah, use them every day, and use them for yourself every day, and journal with them as well when you have a bit more time. How should I pick these? So I really feel, if it's all right, just to hold them at my heart. So you can hold the deck at your heart if you're guided to, or just hold on to them. Right, pick one now. That's it. That's a lot. I just felt like I just wanted a little moment. Just going to fan them out and pick the best card for today for you listening. And we can talk. I think it's amazing to talk about what it means to you and what it means to me. And you can write about what it means to you. It's amazing to do daily or regularly. Best card for the podcast today. I feel like yesterday in the angel event, we did clairsentience picking. So just feeling the sensation, the hands over the cards. This one, to be honest, is jumping out in a clairsentience feeling way as well, quite strongly, as well as a clairvoyance way, seeing way.
They're making my palms tingle.
Yeah, it's really quite strong, actually. This one. Oh my gosh, do you know, Raphael, oh my gosh, I looked through all your cards because I hadn't seen them all last night. I said, well, I'm going to look through every single one of your cards now. And I was like, and I was so excited when I got Raphael last night.
She's so freedom, isn't she? I feel like we are coming out now into the sunshine a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's raining today, but it feels like we need that energy, don't we? That springtime energy. Everyone's sort of, I think this is the drilling too, Bev. Everyone's doing DIY and clearing their clutter and
Anything else that means to you?
Well, I just feel like this to me is a card of celebration. It's a card of freedom, of letting go. I feel like, because while we record this, we've just been through the pink supermoon, and this is all about letting go, of shedding what doesn't serve us anymore, letting go of heaviness. I can feel a real heart opening around this today, and especially for people listening, it's about opening your heart, almost that your heart has wings. And anywhere you've been feeling constricted, or you've been too hard on yourself or another, just come into that energy of love and forgiveness. Just let it go and just open your heart and see what comes. Open to a miracle as well. Sometimes we get so bogged down in our thoughts and what we think is going to happen that we forget to surrender. And I've been doing a lot of very deep surrender work over the years, and most recently in the last week. And my thing is, just let the divine move through me. I'm just letting go, just trusting, just let the divine put me where I'm needed and bring to me what I need. And usually in those moments, you either get a massive lesson, so it can be quite a brave thing, or you get a massive miracle. And so just open to what comes, trusting that you'll always get what you need. But this to me feels like a card of, yes, like celebration, freedom, upliftment, springtime, newness in the air. So what do you get?
Well, I was just very excited when I saw this card, because I do love working with Archangel Raphael, like, Archangel of Beauty. I am being told to count the butterflies on here. There's quite a few butterflies going on, but the big ones. Yeah, there are more than 5 on here, but I'm kind of seeing 5. I just feel like the number 5, time of, like transformation. And I think, yeah, it just feels like a chance for everyone to transform. And yeah, spring, thank God it's spring. I'm over the moon, for me anyway. I'm over the moon with the spring weather. And yeah, just to enjoy yourself, really. I mean, her posture is fantastic. I mean, I teach this a lot in my mind. She's punching her arms in the air. I do this a lot with my posture. I'm happy. And Joffrey is all about that. Have a good time. It just means like have a good time. And I feel like I'm having quite a good time with my angel. And like my work is like, Louise, hey, I love Louise. Say hi, Louise. She called herself in the end Louise L. Play, and I love that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take that on a bit younger than she did. I'm like, yeah, I love that philosophy of, your work is play, and let's make it fun, and let's enjoy this. So yeah, that's what it means to me. Just to, and if you're not, if you need a nap to get yourself back to feeling the joy, then obviously do that, and have more fun with my son. Like we can just have fun. Like there was sleet a couple of weeks ago, and there was yesterday as well, actually, and we ended up having on the windowsill, opening the windowsill and having a sleep fight rather than a snowball fight. So it's about having fun, having fun and thinking about how we can all have more fun. So yeah,
I'm thinking also
fantastic.
She's got a great dress too. I love the outfit. I'm thinking, God, I'm sick of wearing the same thing and just wearing slippers. I need to put on a nice dress and get out and spin around and, just
Yes, I did for you today. Yes, I put on a dress. I've got the tutu dress on.
Oh my God, I love your angelic tutu. That's fantastic.
We got to get dressed up.
That's it. That's exactly what she's saying, Bev. I love it. And all the pink in that is so heart opening. I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I'm so happy that you like them. It's
beautiful. They are beautiful. You must pick one every podcast, every episode
I'm doing
of your show.
For all my clients as well at the moment. They're all getting a card at the end. It's just lovely. And I just feel like it's a beautiful way when you've done a big process with someone and you've cleared a lot, or you've done a lot of alignment, that you bring in some angelic support. It just feels like it comes in under the foundations and really lifts them up at the end of a session, sort of seals everything into that. What's next? What's coming in when you've released? It's really sort of, what's the word? I see it like a big egg of light coming into the aura just to seal everything in. Wonderful. Amazing. So any last words before we go?
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you angels for coming into my life, and may they bring you lots of love, guidance and inspiration too.
Oh, thank you so much, Bev, and everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget that you also have an angelic soul within you, so to treat yourself as though you are an angel upon the earth. And thank you so much for watching.